I am the Beta Plan, and this is Crusader Kings 2 with the Faerûn Total Conversion mod installed, in which we are ending the final phase of our Chult Empire. It has been going well a little bit off camera. I was very lucky. I hit these 3 quite big in a row, so we have skilled religion all around this area, all around the area that I control. And I had an adventurer coming in, destroyed his arse. Her arse, sorry, literally, because I killed her in battle. Why is it him instead of her? But that's just the way it is. And, oh, there is the other host war attacking me right now, but I have other things I would like to do. Because there is an independence revolt here. But it is also at 100% value. And this is where the Yuan-Ti culture skilled religion is at. Exactly in this duchy. So that duchy is gonna be Manyo. And in order to do that, I need to react fast, because as soon as they become independent, the game, sorry, it is just chugging. Which is why I am going to end this Let's Play, unfortunately. But yeah, there it is. They're independent, means they're not in anything against me, which means we can do a vile conquest. They have allies. I don't give no hoots. I'm in this. And yes, this Yuan-Ti person, who is a Tashalan. No worry, he is a Tashalan. But he follows Arcane. He doesn't follow the Lapalian fate of Lapal. So I guess that's why he got angry, or what have you not. But it's interesting to note, they're independent, but more importantly, this guy is independent. So we can free the Yuan-Ti skilled people over here. It is a glorious day, Kalu Kalei. And, well, the rest of this episode will be done in a little bit of a speed up. And that is what that's going to be. It is at least the beginning of the end of Lapali here, as their rebellion cracks their ranks. But having a time lapse does not mean that I deprive you of commentary. After all, you are, hopefully, subscribed to my channel, and a few people that subscribe to my channel have said that they actually enjoy my voice. So, it would be a crime against my entertainment genes to not at least give you the entertainment of my voice. Now, in principle, this war isn't a very exciting war. It is just a duke. We can easily beat this, even with this adventurer coming into us, because here you can already see that the adventurer has landed in Mesro, and Mesro is the place where we get most of our troops, because that is my capital. So that was a very bad idea from this adventure. And here we can actually get a lucky conversion of the culture. So yeah, I don't know what is up with these people in the south here, these wild dwarves, but maybe they have seen the error of their way and will join the Yuan-Ti folk of the jungles of Chult. Chult for now, because, well, there's a little surprise at the end of this episode, which is the final episode, by the way. I didn't know exactly how I would cut it when I started recording for this episode, but I can tell you this is the last episode. So if you are interested in the final fate of the empire that we have created here, then do stick around. Or if you can, of course, skip to the very end. I mean, that is all privy to your desires. I am not going to tell you how to do things. And that is the glory of YouTube, of course. Now, by the way, how many people of you do that? I'm quite interested. I don't know about you, but I tend to, I want to help the person that I enjoy watching and I'm subscribed to, so I always watch everything, even if it's on silent. But yeah, here's the war one for the dukedom, which is a powerful dukedom in Lapalia, the nation, because, well, it is a 4-county dukedom, and there are only 2 of them, and the other 2 are 3-county dukedoms, and even here Lapalia doesn't even have the total of the other dukedom of 4 counties. It only has 2 of them, 2 others being in the hands of the Shar nomads. But yeah, we beat that war for the dukedom, and the adventurer, well, he's never going to win, because he's already lost 2 battles, and in principle, when you have 2 battles won against an adventurer, they tend to have too little force to even dare and compete against you, if you will, because normally of the time they have about the same force as your retinés or your own demain, without having actually taking into account the other troops. And actually you could see there for a very short moment that he's fighting a vassal of mine. And here I'm looking into the Chultangari dynasty, because I was looking like, who is actually still a Yuan-Ti folk and how are they even surviving? Because they used to be dukes at sometimes and holding the Lapal Sea, but they have been pushed back to such a point that they actually have no more great stakes in the politics of the Yuan-Ti realm of Chult. But yeah, here we have him, the new Duke. And he is actually a bastard of mine from my wife before we got married. So we actually made sure even that dynasty holds sway. But here is the next war against Lapalia, and this time it is a vile conquest, where, as you can see for a short moment, I actually have a lot of his children captured, and a lot of his children were captured by me. I had a raid where I captured, with the exception of one, I think all his children, and I've concubined several of them, and even forced several of them to change their fate to skilled. It was an indirect way that, which was, I think, also suggested to me. No, I know it was suggested to me, and I just can't remember your name, although I see your avatar lively in front of me. But, like, hey, you could do this in order to get a claim on the kingdom, and which here I actually execute, but it comes too late, as you can already see. I mean, Lapalia is still alive here, although I have taken Lapla, an extra county over here that I didn't show on in this episode. I want to say on stream, but I never streamed this. In fact, I rarely stream, I have to admit. But yeah, not just simply not a thing I tend to do a lot, but I do enjoy. Kind of odd that I don't do a lot, but here it is. There was one battle, because we had the air. It was already 50%. We had already taken a bit of one county, and then we had a fight already with his allies. And here you can actually see the death of Tashalar, because for a moment I showed there that Findel, my ally, or better to say my vassal, had captured most of Tashalar, and I am converting also already the lands of the Tashal Gap, which is below of the county that we're currently at, Zamada and Delphin, towards Yuan-Ti and the skilled religion. But yeah, my vassal, the Findel, attacked several times, and I made sure that I was at that moment attacking. In fact, I have even made sure that Chult pays tribute to me, as you can see here. But yeah, attacking them by raining them, thus they were hostile to me, thus I could lend my armies to their cause, and that's why they won, because they tried twice and failed. But then I helped them, and that way they managed. And you could ask, why can Findel attack so many times? Well, just because they are still on seniority, which makes them switch kings a lot, giving them a lot of attacks. And here we are going for a big war, if you will, against the Faerûn Empire, now consistent and ruled by the people of the Shah and the Furious religion, not the mages of old. And by the way, they're the lands of fire and ash. The Faerûn dynasty has died out. A dynasty that some people said, you gotta cause them great pain. Well, apparently they didn't want to enough in order to keep their dynasty alive, and now it has been replaced by a Yuan-Ti vassal. But yeah, I'm taking here the whole Faerûn Empire. I also showed that very quickly in the beginning. I know that's a little bit hard, of course, with a time lapse, but this boy was not in a defensive pact against me. I'm also here at about 50 or so friends, so that's why he probably didn't join. And here's my battle against Harua, which actually works a lot better. Well, as we remember once in a day, there we quite a bit of trouble with it, but of course my retinues are now much more powerful, as I showed there off a little bit. And the weirdness that it said I had one loss, where all my types of unit had a loss. Here, by the way, is the huge ass Moonshine, and it's derivative Waterdeep, because they split between, where there's a huge realm of the Northlander and their Furious religion, but despite their huge size, they haven't spread the religion and their culture, I want to say Yuan-Ti culture, but their culture, not as far as we have done it, because we are spreading the Yuan-Ti culture and skilled religion quite a bit. Now you could be saying, geez, this frames go so quick. Don't worry, there is a short recap at the end of this video, or well, better say, not just short, but also a special recap. I do have a little sleeve, a little trick up my sleeve for you to hopefully enjoy afterwards, to, well, give a little bit back to this community for sticking around, because I've noticed that this series, although not highly popular, it is very popular among the people that have been very loyal to this channel, and I want to give back to you, because you watching this series and you commenting, that is my biggest drive. I want to make your day better, and I want to make things that you like, which I also enjoy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to do something I don't enjoy, but yeah, that is a big drive for me. So it made me go push myself just a wee little bit more to do a little bit extra. And here we're going to go for the final county that we need in order to get the entire nation of Lapalea. They're a little switch in a ruler, but that doesn't really matter, because in the meantime my vassal, as you could see there for a moment, has taken the 2 counties away from the nomads. Of course, I had to pay the money in order to make sure that there were castles there and the nomads didn't demand it back, but we're doing well. And yeah, you can even see here that the amount of defensive pacts against me is not even that large. So once again, this war is just fine, not too bad. You could be saying, Peter Player, you could have beaten them way easier already if you had done a little, tougher wars. I could have beaten them faster, yes, but well, the little secret I have, the little extra tidbit, required me to actually have a little bit more time on the map anyways. So yeah, that's the thing. And here you can see me actually building the great works that I have. And now to finish this war, of course, we need to siege down a wee little bit more, because otherwise this man just doesn't understand that well, he has no chance whatsoever. In fact, for attacking his own army, they say that nobody survives, but still, he is not dead. Weird CK2 mechanics, but alright, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter in the grand scale of things, that the fact that we are going to win this war, because that's 99%. He surrenders, and there is the last county of Lapalea that we require, giving us the entire kingdom, which I have given away, by the way, to a Yuan-Ti. I thought that was just, well, appropriate, if you will. Here, by the way, one more funny little tidbit. This lady says that she is pregnant by me. Do you remember this lady? This is the immortal lady that follows the primordial religion and that loves me now. And she says, I'm going to have a child of yours, but I am a vampire with -1000 fertility. I'm also a celibate with a -1000% fertility. And in fact, if we look at my entire fertility, which I will do here by doing char info, we can see that I have -1935% fertility. What's your fertility? 30%. Yeah, I don't think this child is mine. How? I think my lover is trying to deceive me. How about you? But, and so we come to the end result. The promised land. The Empire of Chult. I have named it such because it is a nice Yuan-tification, if you will, of Chult, and there is also, for instance, the Duchy of Yuan-Ti. I thought it is apparently possible to do that letter combination, so it is now the Empire of Chult. And I have indeed combined all of Lapalea. In fact, the Mahar Kingdom is almost incorporated into Chult itself, as well as the Tashalar and Lapalea itself. I've also conquered, however, the small kingdom of Chult and grown a little bit beyond the borders over here, and there is a reason for that. And the reason being that I wanted to give you one little cherry on top, a little secret that I kept from you, in order to hopefully leave you this series with a very good feeling. Though, for any adventurer, this is a horrific place. This is a horrifying man-emperor Sabalai, but we'll come to that at the end. In fact, this entire world is scary, because if you can look here, the Shining South and Halrua over here are both controlled by, well, people that follow the Furious Gods. It is scary. Sometimes they become a majocracy, sometimes they become a tribal organization, but also here it is once again the Furious, not Shar this time, but still, and even other empires have been overruled by the Sharan and their primal gods. But all of that is still very, very tribal and well, unruly. But we We are a true feudal realm. We are here to stay forever. After all, I am a vampiric Yuan-Ti, and I have the lifetime, the unending lifetime, or... well... life is such a weird word for vampires, isn't it? But yes, I have no limit on my time in order to perfect this realm even more. I've already tried a lot with the religion, and look at it. There's a lot of skilled religion right now in Chult. Yes, there's still some pockets of some other things, but there's a lot of skilled here. There's just a few provinces that would be needed in order to make this entire line combo all the way up around the coast here. And in fact, the other religions that are here, like for instance Lapal, it has a moral authority of 18. Now the dwarves are still pretty good at 33, but the arcane here is only 19. The shadowed is a 38 again. Oh, didn't realize that had apparently gone up. Primordial doing very poor at 21. Even a goblin faith over here, the goblinish, 24.5. Whereas we are at a 53. I've been raiding so many infidel temples that I am compensating for all the failed holy wars and what have you not. So our religion is also the strongest religion. In fact, even the Furious religion is just a slight tad lower than ours, and that is saying something because it has conquered in this particular thing. Along with, by the way, with the other primal, one of the other primal religions, the martial gods, because holy heck, the Moonshine have gone to plats. Now, Moonshine fell later into also Waterdeep, but you can see here that still on Alcazar and Mirabar, it already says that they had these regions. Mirabar being over here, and now I forgot the other king that they had that I'm showing you here. Alcazar over here. Alcazar. But yeah, Waterdeep, it's everywhere. But also the Drow are doing very well. Look at the Drow. They're doing well. This is a scary world to live in. Really, like is a shining beacon of hope, and that's saying something. Candlekeep, fallen. Baldur's Gate, fallen. Waterdeep, well, just show you, fallen. Neverwinter, fallen. It is just a Viking coast up and down here. Or it is us, the Yuan-Ti. Because we've now talked about faith. Let's look at the cultures. The culture is widespread. Whenever I held on a county, I made sure that the county transformed before I gave it away, more or less. Everywhere else it's gone a little slow, though I have to say in Findel, as you can see, there has been definitely transformations into the Yuan-Ti culture. There's even a little spread here. This county already was it, but there's now been spread over here. But yeah, all my counties are Yuan-Ti, even the ones that I hold up here right now. And I'm currently trying to transform this one. As you can see, my people standing over here. Leshper, I'm trying to convert that away, but in principle, I have tried very hard to make the Yuan-Ti culture shine, and I think we've done well in that regard. Very well. And if it isn't Yuan-Ti culture, there are some areas where we at least have managed to make the people believe in the skilled religion. In fact, we have some very, very interesting people living in our empire, because here, Abazagil. Now you could be wondering, who is that? And well, if you don't realize immediately, that is the dragon we made into a dragon lich, who became the Lord of Murder, and then in the end died in battle so that Baal really truly returned, because the Baal children were all dead. All of them are dead, and so he returned. But this is the dragon lich we made, and yes, we here have the Baal blood present, while it's being Yuan-Ti and being skilled. In fact, that's not the only special bloodline we have in our realm. Right next to it lies my other island, with Elui's bloodline. Yes, the chosen of Mistra. And here we're going to combine them both, because this is a matrilineal marriage. We'll activate this along with the Baal blood. We got some very special stuff here in our empire. But you could of course say, well, Chult is going to fall apart as soon as Emperor Sabalai is going to die. As soon as people can only look at his statue to remember his greatness, or his rebuilding of the Mesro walls. Okay, it's a fortress in this case, but you know what I mean. Well, don't worry. I have taken care of that as well. Because our heir, as you may notice, is unmarried. And you could be wondering, who is this Prince Basilenzi? You didn't have any children anymore. And, well, with that little tricksy that this lady tried to do, saying that you had a child with her, I clearly showed that I was, well, as we all know, a vampire, as well as celibate. Giving me minus 2,000 fertility. I'm at somewhere minus 900 something. And still you see an heir here. That is my son. That's because I have reached master necromancy. Master necromancy spells, I should say. And, well, by the way, really cool thing, you can just research spells because that is so amazing. Of this, I love this mod. I really do. It's just a shame that it just doesn't run as optimally anymore. But yeah, I chose necromancy for a reason, because if you go into a specialization, it is not a limitation, it's just a specialization. You are guaranteed the spells from that school, but via the research spells, which cost a little bit of money, you can find new spells. And I have found spells in abjuration, in transformation, in conjuration. I can actually now conjure elements via both druid and wizardry, well as divination, evocation, divination again. Here are the enchantment spells, and even wild magic, Mordecai's involuntary wizardry spell. I have it all, but guaranteed was one spell that I wanted, and that is the clone spell. Unfortunately, I can't actually turn my wife to undead. I have created undead. They are in my court, but where are you at? Where you be at? Yeah, we have received some stone giants and stone giants that are fire newts for some reason, that are primordial, but we also had, and you saw it right above there as I of course clicked on it, we also have created undead. But I can't make my wife an undead, but I can create a clone of myself. Prince Basilenzi is a clone, and he, as you can see, is the heir. Yeah, now he may have a little bit less prestige, but look at this dude. He is amazing, and I've immediately made him my, oh boy, howdy. Not Chancellor, my steward. That's the one. So yes, we will always continue on. This is a terror to behold for any good aligned adventurer. This is a nightmare and villain that must be stopped. A wicked villain, I would even say. I have done as I promised. Chult will live forever. Chult, who is dominated by the Yuan-Ti, dominated by the skilled religion, ruled by an immortal vampiric Yuan-Ti, who is a legendary rogue, a legendary druid, and a master necromancer, and he is not finished yet. He can still live on and conquer more. People are always in fear of him, but in the end he always continues to grow stronger. And whether it all... And you are not safe even when you're on islands, because you will bow to the Yuan-Ti. Maybe in your campaign, whenever you visit the jungles, you will remember this particular playthrough. And maybe one day, you as a DM might have your adventures face the most dreaded Emperor Sabalai. I thank you for watching, and remember, you're always welcome to the jungle.